There's a unique energy in Seoul. It's a city that looks towards the future, yet remains deeply connected to its past. Towering skyscrapers overlook quiet, ancient palaces. It's a place of incredible sights, unforgettable food, and for fans of Korean culture, it's where the world of K-pop and K-dramas become a reality. We're Shipra and Shivam, and we're on a journey to see as much of the world as we can. And here's how we spent our time in Seoul. Hey everyone, it's Shipra.
And it's Shivam.
And we're in Seoul.
Right behind us is Myeongdong, where we're starting off, but we are here for a couple of days to check out all that Seoul has to offer. And especially, we're here to live out Shipra's K-drama dreams.
I'm excited.
We've been watching K-dramas for years now, and now it's all coming full circle here in Seoul.
So our first stop is in 7-Eleven, which is really funny because our first stop in Japan was also 7-Eleven. But here I'm very excited to check out 7-Eleven because I've been seeing all of these YouTube shorts and videos where people go to Korea, they go and get iced coffee and they put banana milk in their iced coffee. So I'm very excited to go check that out and try it for myself to see what all the hype is about. So I got my coffee from 7-Eleven and I'd say it's actually pretty good. It lived up to the hype. I think the only thing is that the ice boxes have so much ice in them that I think it can water down the coffee. So I would say dump a little bit of the ice out, pour the coffee in, and then dump most of the banana milk into the coffee because I only did half. And I think that was not sweet enough, but that's just my taste. But overall, I think it's pretty good. Lived up to all the hype on all the YouTube shorts and Instagram reels and all that stuff.
So the first stop we made here in Seoul, which is undeniably the most popular spot to come to, is Gyeongbokgung Palace. Okay, that was a mouthful. I'm gonna butcher practically every name of a place that we go in during this trip because it's hard for me to pronounce these things. If we're in India, I'll pronounce it correctly. For here, I'll do my best. But this palace was built originally in 1395 during the Joseon dynasty. And since then, it has, just like temples we saw in Japan or palaces we saw in Japan, it burned down. When Japanese conquered Korea, they took it and sold it for parts. So it's since been rebuilt a few times. Around me, you can see that it's a very popular place. It's free to enter if you wear traditional clothing, so hanbok. I do not have that, but I will be getting Shipra some after this so that she can walk around the rest of Seoul in hanbok clothing and be very unhappy with me. But it's a really cool place to check out, and obviously you've got amazing views, this great structure in the middle, as well as mountains in the background.
If I had more time in Korea, I would have totally done the whole hanbok thing and gotten my hair done. I feel like it's cool, you can see even a lot of Korean people here are doing it, so I think it's a fun activity to, even just for photo shoots with family and things like that. So maybe if I come back to Korea one day, I'll do it and I'll kind of dedicate a day to this.
It's pretty cool here. I think in Japan, there was maybe 20% of people that would wear a kimono, but here there's about, let's say 70% of people are wearing a hanbok. Gives a really interesting vibe, makes you feel like you're being taken back in time. And actually, some of the alleys in this area, they make you feel a lot like you're in the set of Alchemy of Souls.
Korea is everything I dreamed it to be. We just stopped at this random bakery and we got this pretzel croissant with chocolate all over it. It's so good. But also just walking through the streets, so much nature, and there's coffee shops everywhere and people are dressed so well, and it's just such a beautiful day, and my Korea dreams are really coming true.
On our way to Bukchon Hanok village, we stumbled across the local Instagram spot. I don't really see too many foreigners here, but a lot of locals here to check out the cherry blossoms next to this public library. So far, this area is feeling a lot just like a very upscale part of America almost. At the same time, it feels a lot cleaner, a lot safer. Just a nicer vibe.
So we just stopped at this restaurant, Vegan Insa, for dinner, and it was really a great experience. We walked in, we were able to order quickly, and the food came out quickly. The food was delicious. We got vegan fried dumplings, and then we also got some vegan chicken. It was fried chicken, fried curry chicken type of thing. And it was really good. I enjoyed eating it. That was really nice because I feel really full now, and I feel like I haven't felt that way in a while. So I'm just happy to have had a great meal.
So after grabbing some food, we've come out to the Naksan cable car, and more specifically the Seoul Tower. So the cable car itself took about 30 minutes to actually board. There was a bit of a long line, but it wasn't too bad. It kept moving along, and Shipra and I have been watching this new K-drama called When Life Gives You Tangerines, and that has kept us busy for any of the lines that we encountered. But this tower is really cool. It sits kind of at the peak of Seoul. It's actually the second tallest structure in all of Seoul, apparently. And from here, you can see an entire view of the city below. So it's a really cool spot, especially at night, because we can see the entire skyline illuminated now. So we're gonna just walk around a little bit and check it out. There's a lot of different vendors up here as well. I think there's even a mall kind of at the base of this tower. So maybe there might be some more good food opportunities here. So many great views of Seoul from up here, but there's no better view than my beautiful wife, Shipra.
This is a thing you're gonna say in every video now?
I guess so.
So we just came to the Myeongdong shopping street, and it's kind of turned into a big night market here, which is really cool. There's just shops in every direction, street vendors selling things. I think this is kind of what I envisioned Japan to be like, and I think it really wasn't, at least in the places that we went. So I'm excited to explore what this night street has to offer. Yeah, one thing that's also interesting about the nightlife here is that I noticed that it's a lot more family oriented and like family friendly. Like there's people here with their kids, and it just feels like there's a lot more to do than just sort of eat and drink alcohol, which is really nice. Like there's a bunch of dessert shops, there's some shopping, like things to shop, lots of different food to eat. So I think it's a great place to come if you have kids as well.
Shipra's got herself a snack.
I literally just had a protein shake. I was getting a little hungry, and on the way back from the tower, and then we came to the street, and everything here looks good, which means that I'm gonna be eating and stuffing myself. We just got this like cheese corn dog thing. I thought these only had meat in them, but I guess there's a version that's all cheese, so I'm excited to try it out. Hopefully it'll be better than that 10 yen thing that we had. So far, my impression of Seoul is that I'm super impressed. Like, I think it's like everything I dreamed it would be. I love like exploring these night markets and trying the different foods, and just like, I can see like all the coffee shops, the big coffee culture here. It's even cool to kind of just like hear people speaking Korean, because like when the only exposure that we get is in K-dramas, but hearing it all around like kind of makes me feel like I'm in a K-drama, which is awesome.
If you're in a K-drama, what's the dramatic thing gonna happen next?
I don't know, maybe I'll run into one of the K-drama stars. That would be a dream.
Which one will be your favorite one to run into?
Like Kim Son-ho.
And next would be?
Nam Joo-hyuk.
Wow, you actually know their names now.
Yeah, those are my two favorite K-drama actors. And yeah, if we were in a K-drama right now, it would just randomly start raining and pouring on us.
And cherry blossoms would start flying.
Yeah.
The Shipra, if you had to tell me, what would be your favorite K-dramas?
I mean, Crash Landing is a classic. Everyone will tell you that. Like, that's where you start your K-drama journey if you have never watched K-dramas before. I think Startup was definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, Startup is really, really good.
And then I really liked Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and Business Proposal. Business Proposal was so good.
What about Love Next Door?
And Love Next Door. I mean, they're all so good. All the Studio Dragon ones are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think mine top ones are definitely Vincenzo.
Oh yeah, Vincenzo's really good too.
And then Alchemy of Souls, which Shipra has not watched. I thought was fantastic.
I still need to watch that one.
This new one we're watching is good. When
Yeah.
Life Gives You Tangerines. I did like Crash Landing on You. That was really well made as well.
Yeah.
There is one more that's escaping me. I think it's called Bandit or something like that. It was a very action-focused K-drama. Not even a K-drama, really. It was just happened to be a show that was in Korean. And that was super good as well. But it ended on a huge cliffhanger, and they never had a season 2.
And another one that's really good is 2521. Just don't watch the last episode because you'll be very disappointed.
True. Good morning. So it's the next day here in Seoul, and we've already been off to an eventful start. So the first thing we checked off our list was a place called Egg Drop. It's a egg-focused sandwich restaurant, and it's all over. It's a chain. Shipra had this on her list for quite a while because she had seen a lot of videos of people going to Egg Drop. And it was really good. We were able to get sandwiches with garlic bread, with eggs, with cheese, with hash browns. And overall, it was like the first legitimate breakfast that we've had on this trip. It actually felt like we were back at home. And I think generally Korea, in a way, has felt like we're almost back at home. It feels a lot like America. Things are relatively easy to understand. Most people speak English. And I think the plus side is that it's still very safe and very clean. But now we've come to our first destination here today, which is Ihwa-dong, and more specifically, Ihwa Mural Village. So Ihwa-dong was a predominantly poor area, suburban area of Seoul, that was actually set to be demolished at one point. But as a part of a revitalization project, the Ministry of Culture commissioned a lot of local artists to start making murals on the walls so that it would revitalize the area, bring in tourists, bring in businesses. And that's exactly what it's doing, because we're here today to go check it out. So Ihwa Village is actually really nice. There's a lot of cool murals there, and it gives a really good vibe because there's all these small shops and all these just local people kind of walking around. It's really, really quiet. It's a cool place to check out. But if you come right next to it, there's also Naksan Park, which has incredible cherry blossoms and views of the city right now. I think one thing I was unsure about coming to Seoul is that you see all these amazing scenes in K-dramas of all these picturesque places that people go, and they're supposedly set in Seoul. And you think that, okay, well, it's a big city. It's probably not going to be anything like that. It's going to be really busy, really touristy, dirty potentially. But you come here and it's like, wow, you go around some of these places and it's actually true to life. It actually exists. And it's nice. It's nice. I think it hasn't been super touristy here versus Japan, and I'm really enjoying it. So after checking out Ihwa-dong, we ended up taking the bus system, which is pretty reliable here. It's actually, there's a lot of buses, a lot of different time slots, and they get you all over the entire city of Seoul. They're actually a little bit more convenient than the subway, because the subway you have to go up and down and switch tracks and all sorts of things. The buses all stop at one place and you just get off, get on, whatever you need. And we've got an RT money card. This allows us to basically load up money and take the bus system or subway system wherever we need to go. If you load up a certain amount of money, you're able to actually get unlimited rides for the entire day. So what we did is yesterday we loaded up enough money for 2 days of unlimited rides. So yesterday and today, we were just able to tap on and off as many buses as we wanted. And we've come to the Banpo Bridge area. So this area is right on the Han River. The Han River is the central river that runs through the entire city of Seoul and divides the north and south halves of the city. At the bridge, there is a rainbow show. So every few hours in the night, they turn on the lights and then spray out water, and it creates like this rainbow effect, lighting up the bridge as well as the water below it. They also run the show at 12 o'clock, but we got here and it's pretty underwhelming because you cannot really see the lights shining through the water or on the bridge at all because of the sunlight. But nevertheless, the bridge is a really cool area. There's all sorts of floating islands around with cafes and restaurants, and it gives a lot of the vibes of the show Startup, because I feel like, I'm not quite certain because I can't find exact information about this, but it seems like a lot of the filming might have been done in this area. It's fun to kind of see these places and make those connections between something you saw on TV and something you're now seeing in person.
So we've just come to the Starfield Coex Mall, which is located in the Gangnam district of Seoul. So Gangnam is known for a lot of shopping. It's pretty upscale, and there's actually a lot of businesses here. Actually, we walked into one of the buildings and I saw that there's a bunch of medical device companies like Stryker and AstraZeneca in there as well, which was pretty cool to see. So inside the Starfield Coex Mall, there's a lot of stores. It's pretty expansive, and there's this popular location called the Starfield Library. So as you can see around me, there's books stacked up really high. There's a bunch of coffee shops around here, so it's a great place to stop, enjoy the view of the books, and also grab a coffee.
The cool thing is we're in Gangnam, and Gangnam was obviously most popularized by Gangnam Style by Psy. I think it was kind of interesting when that song came out. It was the first most viral song, first song to hit 1 billion views on YouTube. I think before that, at least where I grew up, I feel like Korea wasn't really on the map per se, culturally or socially. Obviously we'd heard about Japan. I think there's a lot of emphasis from schooling in the United States of Japan and World War II and things like that, but you don't really hear that much about the Korean War. You don't hear much about Korea generally. So it's cool to see how Korea has gone from relatively unknown in the West to a cultural icon today in the past probably decade or so.
So it's a pretty rainy day today in Seoul, so we spent the morning checking some stuff out, but now we've come back to the hotel. And we checked into a new room today, and we're staying at the Voco in Myeondong. So this area is really nice because it's very central. It's also very close to the Myeongdong shopping street as well, which we were able to check out last night. So let me give you a little bit of a room tour. So we're staying in the mountain view room. You can't really see the mountain today because of the rain, but it's a pretty standard room. So we have a king size bed, And we've got a little vanity over here, which is nice for me. And I think the best thing is the view. So you can actually check out the cable cars here, which go up to the Seoul Tower. And those were the ones that we took yesterday. I think it's probably not too crowded today because it's raining. Pretty standard amenities in the bathroom, and a really nice shower as well. One great thing about the IHG hotels is that they always have the pump soaps and shampoos and stuff, so you never have to worry about those gross bar soaps as well.
So last night we had to call it a bit of an early night because it was really coming down. It was raining a lot and it was getting very cold as well. In the meantime, we've come out this morning to Bukchon Hanok village, which is a traditional village. And you can see around me there's lots of traditional homes, as well as great views of Seoul down below. It's a cool place to come, I think, especially if people start dressing up in the hanboks. It really just kind of takes you back in time, similar to the palace that we had checked out earlier. But one thing to be aware of is if you are coming, this is still a residential neighborhood, so you have to be very quiet. And on top of that, there's restricted visiting hours. So you cannot visit this place if it's after 5 p.m. or before 10 a.m., just to keep the residents in a quiet environment. But it's nevertheless a great place to come visit, and I'm glad we were able to come visit it because the other day when we came just a little bit too late and weren't able to come in, and the cowboy sheriffs kept us out. So we're now just wrapping up our time here in Korea. We got very lucky this morning with literally just a couple minutes to go check out Bukchon Hanok village before it just started snowing. But overall, I had a pretty good time. What did you think, Shipra?
Yeah, I think I really enjoyed visiting Seoul. I think it was pleasantly surprising for me to see how much of a global culture it is here, you know, compared to Japan, like just the experiences that we had. I think overall the food was better. People speak English, which is kind of nice because, you know, it's easier to get around and interact with people. And I think generally it was a great experience, you know, visiting some of the key places and yeah, just kind of immersing ourselves in the Korean culture, which I had been wanting to do for a long time.
Yeah, overall it was a really cool place. It was well worth coming. I think 2 days seemed like enough to see most of like the popular tourist spots.
Yeah, I think I would like to come back at some point to go check out Busan and some of the other smaller cities, maybe even go to Jeju at some point if we have the opportunity, because I think 2 days was good to see Seoul. I still think there's probably more to see here that we haven't touched that we could explore. But I think it was good to kind of get a flavor of the city.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's like kind of what we've been doing for a lot of places. Just check them out for a couple days, see how we like it. Inevitably, if there's places we really like, we'll circle back to them at some point in the future. All right. Well, with that, we will close it out and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.